I don't want to be respected because of the belts I hold. I want to be respected because of the man you see.
What's going to change?
All these heavyweights out there training because they want to take what you have. So train like you haven't got anything. It will all be done one day anyway.
Yeah.
So why change for this period of time to accommodate everyone around me when I'm not being true to myself?
That clip there had all the familiar symptoms of a man who's ready to fight. Welcome to Road to Redemption. AJ, we have been here before. We go over your fights. We have the rematch which has been announced. But before we get into that, let's go through the first fight.
So round one, he starts pretty fast, which is ultimately a good tactic. Look, I'm fighting a lefty. It's different. Spent most of my years fighting orthodox fighters. I fight a southpaw, so we have to address the importance of defense. But ultimately, that can make you so defensive to the point where you're not controlling the fight and using your strengths, for example.
At the end of round one,
Yeah.
did you go back to your corner thinking, oh, he's faster or anything than you expected?
In my mind, I just thought round 1 to 12, I got 11 left.
Yeah.
That was it really. Honestly, nothing major. As I said, 12 round fight, stay with it. Round 1, got 11 left. Keep on boxing, keep on controlling the space.
Round 2.
This is the thing, right, which Garcia said to me yesterday when we were training. He said, listen, all these heavyweights out there training because they want to take what you have. Remember, these heavyweights want to take what you've got, so train like you haven't got anything. It just gives me that reminder that don't get comfortable in these situations. So even though I knew I was in a fight, I probably knew when I had faced some adversity. When, vision had gone a bit, the eye had gone a bit, so I'm like, but it's fine, no problem. This is what we're built for. But now I'm in a fight, do you know what I mean? And honestly, I felt I was in the fight. It felt like, you know what, he had won the first 2, I had won the third. So out of 12 rounds, I think he had won, for example, 7, I had won 5.
There were a couple of those where you would go at the same time as Usyk's jab, and it's very textbook. His right hand jab goes over your shoulder, your right hand lead goes on the chin.
The goal is to win and win convincingly.
We've looked at that fight. It's done, can't do anything about it, but you can because you get a second bite of the cherry. Have you started camp? Are you starting camp? What's gonna change?
As a fighter, you should really stay in the gym all year round. It's important. And I've known the fighter I'm fighting. So the approach to the fight has been leading towards August 20th.
Yes. So in terms of your camp, we are right now in Loughborough.
In Loughborough University, right?
This is, obviously you would have been here many times before, but this will be your first training camp.
Yeah.
Not only here, but this will be your first training camp in some time away from Sheffield.
So when I first turned pro, I first done my few training camps in Eddie's back garden. That's where we started off, right? And he's got a pool area. So we used to do our shadow box in there. He had a bag in there as well, in their little gym. We used to hit the bag and then we used to go in the garden and do shadow boxing and stuff when it was warm. That's where we started. Then I moved to Tony Sims's gym for probably the first 2 or 3 fights. Yeah. And then after that, I was then allowed to train in Sheffield. So for about 9 years, 9 years pro, so for about 7 years, 7, 8 years I've been in Sheffield, and this is my first time training out of Sheffield. But for 11 years, I trained with Rob.
So we saw you in Dubai, we saw you in America, we saw you with different coaches.
Texas, Fresno, LA.
Everyone. We saw you everywhere.
And there's coaches that I didn't get to see as well. There's a lot of coaches I didn't even get to see.
And from what I've heard, Robert Garcia was
The bad boy.
was the standout coach.
Bad boy coach.
When you marry up Robert Garcia with Angel, it actually is a pretty good combination in terms of one person that is, you know, meticulous in terms of defense and strategy, and then the other who, at least on the surface, looks like he's going to get you to go in there with a game plan that is going to be to your strength. And they say a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter.
And I know to a degree, because of probably what I've achieved and how I've used my intelligence and my brain outside the ring, people think it's all been easy. And I think there's this assumption that it's kind of been handed to me, and there's a level of, not hate, but we can call it that.
It's hate.
Yeah, you can call it that, but at the end of the day, it comes with the territory. And I'm a very strong-minded person. And I know once it's all done, for me, it's all done.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it. You've done loads for British boxing in general, and far more for things that most people will probably never ever hear about. But with regards to the near future, you've just named, or you've just stated 2 huge changes in your camp location.
Camp location, yeah.
Your trainer,
Yeah.
and overall approach to the fight will differ as well. You are one of the biggest profiles in the world. Do you feel like you're under a microscope at all times? And does that affect how you are in your various channels or in front of camera or whatever it is?
There's 2 elements to that. Do I feel like I'm under a microscope? Well, I can only imagine what it's like being like The Rock or someone. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
It's not that much.
There is a
There's
big
not
difference.
that much between
There is
you.
a big
There
difference.
can't be.
So you bring The Rock to Loughborough University. What do you think is going to happen?
Trust me.
It's true, I get stopped a lot.
Trust me.
I chat to
Obviously,
people.
of course you get stopped a lot.
But for me personally, it's where I feel comfortable and where I can be myself. And you ask me, does it stop me from being myself? Now, the downside of that is I can make mistakes because I'm not around people that have as much to lose as me. It will all be done one day anyway.
Yeah.
So why change for this period of time to accommodate everyone around me when I'm not being true to myself?
Or do you know what? If we're going to get on to you going into uni dorms,
Yeah.
I personally quite liked it.
Online is very different to real life. Mm-hmm. I walk through this uni, I show people so much love. People put our picture on their flats and it's amazing. The love is amazing. Mm-hmm. And I always believe as well, we tend to focus so much on the hate, but I've got so many people that love and admire, and I inspire through what I've done. And with that situation with the uni students, they're actually cricket players, they're not uni students. They're actually like 25, they're not like 15-year-old kids.
Okay, yeah.
So like, they live next door. So I just couldn't sleep one night. One of our guys says, look, if you're ever in a situation where you can't sleep, a few things you can do. Go for a walk, get fresh air, take a hot shower, to try. So I thought I'll go on a walk. The same guys that I showed love to, there was about 5 of them in the room, and they started heckling abuse at me. So I'm looking like, right, it's like 4 a.m. So I'm like, there must not be anyone else out here. So I'm there looking around like, I can't see anyone, so it must be me. And that's just what I done. I told the guys, listen, I'm here to work. I'm not here to play games. I've shown you lot the ultimate respect since I've been here. And if you lot want to start going down this path of trading words and trading whatever, it's fine with me. So I'm going to ask you, how would you like it if I break your jaw? I didn't want to address it like that, but I did really feel bad for any other students that those guys feel that they can do that to, that don't have the courage to address them and tell them, listen, that's wrong what you're doing, watch yourselves. Yeah. And I wanted to speak to them and address them. Yeah. And the questions I asked, how would you like it if I said certain things? Mm-hmm.
Whether you lot like it or not, that clip there had all the familiar symptoms of a man who's ready to fight. A guy who's ready for camp, and a man who's ready for another showdown with Oleksandr Usyk. What changes would you have made if we were now, a few months ago and going into the first fight?
Walk into the ring, like, just having in my mind that this person's trying to take everything that I've built. It's not just like another fight. Yeah. The last thing is truly believe I can do it.
Did you not truly believe going into the first fight?
Like, I wouldn't be there if I didn't truly believe. I just have to continue believing. that I can do it. Like, keep my energy and my spirits high. Like, believe. And it's that belief where people think you're a bit crazy. Like, nah, he ain't gonna do it. Like, nah, trust me, he ain't gonna do it. I don't believe he can do it. But that's their belief.
We're hoping to see more of the AJ that people feared.
But I feel like I never got that respect, broski.
No, I think
Let's
you-
keep
I
it
think-
100.
I think
Let
you
me
did.
keep it 100, yeah?
People
Let me
didn't-
be
people
real with
were,
you.
People were assuming that when you get in the ring with people, they aren't seeing the final bell.
Nah, that's wrong.
You don't think so?
Nah, bro. Let me be honest. Like, number one, when I came into this division, it was whack. I thought, all right, you know, I'm gonna come in this game and take on everyone and anyone. It doesn't matter who.
Yeah.
I can only beat what's in front of me, but I'm gonna make sure that they're top.
My point is, it didn't really matter who you were getting in the ring with. I personally wasn't expecting any of them to see the final bell.
Like, all right, maybe it's because I'm British, innit? Like, none of these are respecting my thing. So I said, all right, you know, I'm gonna bring the heavyweight division to Great Britain. I'm gonna show people that we are like solid, because I think people think we drink tea and eat biscuits and sit with the Queen. Like, yeah, yo, AJ Dawg, what's the Queen like, man?
Big up the
I don't-
Queen,
yeah,
the
big up the
Jubilee,
Queen and the
yeah.
Jubilee and that. But I feel like I'm not getting looked at as someone who is a dominant heavyweight in the division. Anthony Joshua, look in the mirror, yeah, that's me. The guy, ego and that, wee, yeah. So this big Anthony Joshua goes and wins, become 3-time. I'm gonna dash these belts because you gotta learn to respect me as a person.
We quoting that.
Yeah,
We
quote that, bro. I'm tired.
Yeah?
Like, yeah, because I don't want to be respected because of the belts I hold. I want to be respected because of the man you see.
This was a deeper one.
Yeah.
This was a deeper one.
It's a normal one.
This is AJ. It's been a pleasure
sir.
as always. Good luck
Appreciate
for
your
camp.
time.
And that was Road to Redemption.